how should enterprises be thinking about Gemini and its developments and how to use it and so on? Let's go around the horn. I'll start with you, Stu. How
I
should
mean,
you think
the,
about it?
the you know, I think it's always important to learn these big players, Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, Microsoft. It's interesting to learn how they're playing and how their ecosystems are coming together. To me, the biggest thing this week wasn't just Gemini 3 launching, but I think it's
Mhm.
if you saw what Google did, they launched Gemini 3, but they also launched NanoBanana,
Yeah,
Yep.
Banana 3, their image generation model,
massive.
Veo 3, their video generation model. They integrated all of those into Notebook LM, which is starting to get. We were talking before the call, before this started. That
Yeah.
thing's starting to get really, really good. They brought in their anti gravity IDE, which we kind of mentioned before. So it's actually kind of I think the interesting thing there is this ecosystem of capabilities, again, really excelling at the moment compared to the others at these multimodal use cases more than anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I think that's a large lead for Google. When you get into other cases, I think it's, pick or choose between the different providers based on your use case. But I think it's that the interesting thing to me to watch is from Google is how now Gemini is infusing itself throughout their whole
Right.
product line, which is
Right.
obviously vast, right? And you get into the Office suite or whatever they call it, the Google Workspace suite, and all of those other sorts of things. I think that to me is something to watch and is very powerful.
Yeah. Shanti?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a Gemini infused Chrome soon, where they really make it front and center,
100%.
just like
Yeah.
we've seen with all of the other browsers, and not just because I was writing about browsers recently, but it's a natural play for them. I would love to see them, actually improve their Office suite of things. Is there a reason they really haven't touched Google Docs and Slides and Sheets? Like, they make those better. For one, like Google Docs doesn't ingest Markdown natively, but all of these things produce Markdown by default.
And the
Like,
Gemini, they do have a Gemini agent for this, but it kind of sucks, at
yeah,
Yeah.
least at the moment. Like, I'm hoping that gets better with Gemini 3. We'll see.
like as they infuse those things together, they will keep people in that ecosystem. So I can definitely see them doing that and seeing OpenAI try to compete against it because they're not going to want to lose that enterprise business
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do just really quick, and then I'm going to be a little bit contrarian here. I do think I love the point of you're comparing ecosystems, not just large language models, but you're comparing the ecosystems against each other. You're also comparing, do these companies really understand me as an enterprise, right? And there's enterprise level software companies, and then there's companies that maybe started on the consumer side and are now moving into the enterprise. And that's just an adjustment. It just flat out is. And so as an enterprise, I'd want to evaluate that. But where I would really focus is on the architecture of my AI solutions, including agents. You were talking about multimodal. Do I have a perception layer in how I'm building to make sure I'm getting the right inputs? Do I have that semantic layer? Because as models get smarter, their ability to hallucinate more insidiously becomes even more profound. So making sure that those models understand your business, and I would invest in a semantic layer, and I wouldn't hit the easy button. I would make sure that I avoided vendor lock in there, and then the orchestration layer. So anyway, just really quick, I would think about it more on the solution, building the app versus, do I want to build this on the iPhone or the Android?
Yeah. And I think, look, if you're a Google shop, it's going to be hard to ignore this thing. I think these are
Yes.
benefits, just sort of leaning into it, at least from a number of perspective.